Earlier in the year, we released an article over on indiegamefans.com of early 2022 indie games to keep your eye on. And now we're doing a sequel. It's time for mid-2022 indies to keep your eye on. But I assure you, none of these look mid. It's the best of the best only. We'll be covering off games from each month in the middle of the year that look the most interesting. Of course, these aren't all of the games releasing, and there could be much better games coming out during this time, but we'll have to wait and see what the wonderful indie games community surprises us with next. We've got a healthy 12 games to check through today, so let's get straight to the list. June to September, let's see what's in store. Starting out June, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, releasing on June 16th, the day that this video goes out. With great music, fantastic pixel art, and seemingly sumptuous combat, Shredder's Revenge looks to be another knockout from Windjammer 2 and Streets of Rage 4 devs.emu. Next up, Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC. I know it is technically DLC, but I think it's worth including anyway. The long awaited DLC for Boss Rush action platformer Cuphead will finally be out soon. And at only $7.99 for all of the new content and the time it took for it to develop, it's a steal, releasing June 30th. Starship Troopers Terran Command, June 26th. Based on the classic Paul Verhoeven movie, I had to include this as a big Verhoeven fan. This real-time strategy game has you take command of the mobile infantry to do your part in the war against the Arachnid threat. We can't wait to see what this has in store. Moving on now to July, we'll start out with As Dusk Falls, releasing July 19th. This game was just announced at the Xbox Showcase, and this branching narrative game features a distinct rotoscoped art style and 8-player multiplayer. If you've just started The Quarry, this might be one for you to jump into after you finish that. Next up, Wayward Strand, releasing July 21st. From one painterly title to another, this is a narrative adventure set in a flying Australian hospital in the 70s. There are so many stories to witness in this grand building, but they all play out in real time, so you have to pick and choose and time things perfectly. In August, we're starting out with Cult of the Lamb, releasing on the 11th. Sacrificial worship has never looked this cute. This community management game / dungeon crawler is one of the most anticipated titles from Devolver Digital this year, and has you playing as the titular lamb, forming the titular cult. It looks to have fun action, a great soundtrack, and horrifyingly adorable visuals. On August 16th, Rollerdrome releases. Imagine My Friend Pedro meets Roller Champions, and you've got Rollerdrome. Flashy and violent, this action title has you roller skating your way around foes to take them out in style. Moving on to September, we see the release of Temtem on the 6th. Long thought dead, this Pokemon-inspired multiplayer title is getting its full 1.0 release in September. It has mixed reviews during its early access period, but hopefully it can bring it home once it's been fully released. On September 15th, Metal Hellsinger releases. The entries of this list have been too relaxed, I think, so let's get intense. This rhythm boomer shooter has a demo out now and releases in the middle of September. And who hasn't wanted to play Doom and Guitar Hero at the same time? Moving on to Evil West, releasing on the 20th of September. If you played Weird West earlier in the year and you thought, I wish there was more explosions, then this is the game for you. You can punch and zap your way through hordes of monsters in September. And that just about covers the next few months of upcoming games to keep your eye on. Right now is a great time to look at other indies not included at this list during the Steam Next Fest. And in general, just be sure to consume as wide a breadth of games as you can. It's good for you. The indie space is always innovating, and these are just some of the great titles you can expect. This is a shorter list than the one from the start of the year, but that's because we wanted to stop before October, as October to December is the time for big releases. Keep your eyes out for the next of these lists later in the year, and be sure to wishlist all of these games. For more of the latest indie game news, reviews, and coverage, be sure to go to indiegamefans.com and subscribe to this channel for more lists, reviews, articles, essays, and anything you could possibly want.